Hey guys, Hammer Tamer here. Welcome back to another video. Today, we are resuming our challenge of attempting to beat Doom Eternal with only the heavy cannon, without any mods attached to it. It's at this point that it started getting pretty brutal, but last video was a little bit too long, so I'll try to make this one a little bit shorter. Yeah, we left off on the Super Gore Nest level, which we are going to right now. Remember to take a big sharp grab of the like button, slap that subscribe button with your tail fin, and hit the bell to join the Hammered Army and become a Hammered Homie. And yeah, enjoy the video. Right off the bat, I had to use my epic basketball ankle breaking skills to get around all of the enemies, because I don't have time to deal with all that. There's just too many of them. I went straight for Tubby over there in the corner, because he's usually the biggest amount of trouble to me. And what I decided to do is use all three of my chainsaw pips to chainsaw him to death. I went straight to the other Wholesome 100 Keanu Chungus Redditor and disposed of him fairly quickly. With these two guys out of the way, this arena was a breeze. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, Super Gore Nest is probably one of my favorite levels in the game. I have quite a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of enemies and arenas and stuff to test out your skills and equipment and all that. It's actually really fun. But with this challenge, it's really difficult. And there's also a point where I almost quit the challenge because of how hard it was. And that point that I almost quit is actually right here. This arena is really hard with all the enemies and stuff. Usually this is just fun, test your skills and whatnot. But they're attacking from everywhere. There's so many heavy demons. There was a point where I thought I had to quit the challenge because I ran completely out of ammo, didn't have enough chainsaw stuff, and there was just one demon left that I couldn't kill. I had to rely on grenades, but then died, and I thought I had to quit. And I actually took quite an extended break, but ultimately I pulled through and managed to do the challenge. Just enjoy all this, guys. It was so hard.
Gonna go it fuck dude, you use that. Okay, so Isaiah, take that mix off and you'll the big fucking thing.
Yeah, that's like the big thing.
I stuck the weird yellow eyeball key inside the bowl that I've been peeing in over the past few days. And what this did is it opened some weird mouth doors so that I can go and get more different colored peas for different colored urine. I then lost some of the footage I recorded, which is always fun. And then I came across this Mancubus and two carcasses, which were quite annoying to deal with because of how enclosed the space was and how there was nowhere for me to chainsaw for ammo. But ultimately, I pulled through. I then did some parkour until I came across the key that would open the bowl with the red urine in it. And I'm no doctor, but if your urine is red, I think that's blood, and you should go see a doctor about it. I saw an old man having a stroke in the middle of Walmart. There were a lot of I did what any good Samaritan would do. I went and got the defibrillator, and because strokes attack the brain, I decided to use the defibrillator on his brain. It didn't turn out so well for him. I then did another arena that had a buff totem in it, and I beat this one first attempt, easy claps. The parkour right after, though, was kind of a different story. I messed up a couple of times. I came across another rune and decided to get one of my favorites, Punchin' Reap, or Reef, whatever it's called, where anytime I kill someone with a blood punch, I get health. Yeah, it's pretty cool if you ask me. I came across the last and final weird eyeball thing, which is blue for blue urine. If your urine is blue, you're not going to want to see a doctor, you're going to want to see a priest. There is no reason that you should pee and blue comes out. There were a lot of enemies in this center arena thing, which I disposed of fairly easily on my first attempt, like a boss. After using the blue and the red P keys, as it turns out, doing this on the circuit breaker for Walmart is not very good for the power, and it caused a massive power outage. So I had to quickly get out of there because the police were chasing me and they didn't want me there anymore. I started the next mission, called the Art Complex, not to get confused with my Superiority Complex. And this one, I actually enjoy it. It's my favorite mission. And that is solely for this one reason. You see, when you get here, you have to try and open this door. But although I skipped the cutscene, the problem is that there's some tentacles in the way. Now, what you normally have to do in this level is go to these guns behind the tentacles and shoot them to get them out of the way, then come open the door. But I have a little speedrunning tactic, which is you get right here, right before the first gun, and then you jump, and you have to try to get as far as you can. It's okay if you don't make it, just if you get close. And then you'll land on the road thing, and then you could just walk right through the tentacles because they're not actually there. Rules at the beginning didn't say anything about glitches or exploits, now did they? Haha. Anyways, time to get back to my sarcastic commentary. The chess tournament that I won at before came up to me and told me that the person I won the tournament against in the finals is mad. I took my trophy, which this guy stole, which he let me because he was intimidated by my good looks. I was told I had to go talk to the tournament moderator because I'm under accusation of cheating. But I didn't see anything in the chess rulebook about eating the pieces. So I just grabbed him and threw him through a weird looking donut. The chess nerd whom I have won the tournament against got mad at me because he noticed I was eating the pieces when he wasn't looking. He showed off his cool novelty lightsaber that was real with real lasers and cost him $12,000 to build. I told that little idioid that you could just go to Target and buy one for $20, which is what I'm gonna do. But he said it's just not the same, and I wouldn't understand it. We ended up getting into a brawl over the chess tournament. All jokes and irony aside, though, I got a sore throat at this point during editing. I have no idea how long it's going to be like this, so you'll just have to bear with me. But anyways, this Marauder fight was quite hard. It led to quite a bit of deaths, and was quite the pain in the butt, especially because this is my first time experiencing it during this challenge, and I can't use the signature weapons that are usually really good with it. But in the end, I did prevail. The most annoying part was easily his dog, which is way more annoying than it usually is.
Tom, what you think about that dumbass video, bro?
What the hell?
Now that I defeated that stupid chess nerd, I found out that the moderator is actually a robot. So I threw him in this thing and forced him into slavery so that he can power all my stuff for me. He's like the new Siri 2.0. Now that I finished my filler training arc, I realized that I can go back to hunting down ATF agents because they don't classify as people. But in order to do that, I'd have to shoot a pretty big hole into the surface of Mars, which is pretty hard considering I'm only allowed to use a Nerf gun. So I decided to use the BFG 10,000 instead. It's gonna be a cutscene, so it won't count. Don't worry. God dang, my YouTube channel must have blown up or something. These people out here acting like I'm famous. Honestly feels good. Or maybe they're just intimidated because I've been putting on quite a bit of muscle recently. But, you know, I've always had that muscle. I've just been putting on extra. I saw this guy wearing his credit card around his neck and noticed some pretty cool colors. I followed Sigma rule number 72 and stole that thing and used his entire bank account to buy Genshin Impact characters. He couldn't do anything about it now. I followed Sigma grind set rule number 65 and stole this guy's stuff, even though I wouldn't need it, just to show dominance and that he can't do anything about it. And, just to add insult to injury, I even painted a different color in under 32 seconds. One painfully long and irritating elevator ride later, I can finally start the mission. I then came across my first Baron of Hell, and let me tell you, these guys are annoying. With how little damage this little pew-pew Nerf pea shooter gun does, and with this thing's heavy armor and high health and super heavy demon and stuff that you can't even chainsaw with 3 chainsaw pips, he is quite the annoying enemy to come across. especially right here where I'm too stubborn to chainsaw the fire enemies made to be chainsawed, because I have 3 pips and I save those for heavy demons. In the end, even though I used my death thing, quirk, whatever the heck it's called, I still managed to kill him with 1 bullet remaining without using any of my chainsaw pips. I dealt with this next arena rather easily. The next arena wasn't very different. I died a couple of times this time though, but still wasn't all too hard. I then did a little bit of parkour. I then climbed up this cool ladder, which took me to this weird looking ball thing that looked like the robots from the Portal games. Inside, there was a guard in there who was talking on the phone over his job. I told him that's not what he's getting paid for. Then I committed war crimes against Syria with the BFG 10,000, which is Christmas theme, which is pretty cool. I then took this guy's equipment he was working with, even though I wouldn't use it, just to make him mad and get him fired. And I also broke every OSHA violation of all time. And I also pushed the blame on this guy. God, I really hate these guard people. I'm glad I'm getting them all fired. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This next arena gave me quite a bit of trouble. It was made to test the BFG, but because I'm not allowed to use it in this challenge, this was extremely hard. Because the Cacodemons have a lot of health. Normally they're easy to kill because you could just shoot a grenade in their mouth. But I had to wait for the grenades to recharge. Sorry, sore throat. And can only shoot 2 at a time. So it was really difficult. But it's okay, because the rest of this level was quite a breeze. Although this challenge was starting to get annoying, because there were more enemies with more health. I destroyed the monster energy drink that makes my enemies tougher. And then I beat up some Trump supporters, big buff dudes, and BuzzFeed feminists. Got in this thing where a gun shoots me and goes pew pew, and I ride it into building. And that's about it. After that, I just fought a couple of annoying tentacles, a couple more enemies, and then got in this pod and went to the hole I shot into Mars. After jumping around a bit and avoiding as much combat as possible here, and also using my saving death throw or whatever it's called, with only 3 bullets left, I've successfully finished the mission. I lost some footage, but y'all didn't really miss anything. Just some lore tablets that this game wants me to pick up, and then there's a boss fight. So yeah. Kamala Harris found out that I'm here for the last IRS agent. That's the whole reason why I nuked Afghanistan, whatever it's called. I'm tired, leave me alone. So she put me in a gladiator arena against someone who's in jail for being fit, aka fatphobic. She said that she would reward him with 1 protein shake if he manages to defeat me. And it was quite hard, but he doesn't know the run rule of the streets. Stay strapped or get clapped. Real talk though, this boss was quite annoying. It's just, I got past this first stage fairly easily, but it's just ring around the rosy and try not to get hit. But it's so hard to do for some reason. I have no idea. Towards the end, I managed to use grenades to their fullest and blood punch and stuff to finally beat him, but it was just way harder than I should. So yeah, despite the rules on the box of the Nerf gun saying do not aim at eyes or face, I did indeed aim at both the eyes and the face on this one. This guy got mad and was whining and stuff, talking about how it's unfair. It's not my fault you're weak despite being buff. And I showed him that the hammers he was using aren't even all that heavy, and hit his head with them. He said that blue is an ugly color, and that's a last straw, so I caved his skull in. With no one left to protect the IRS agent, he started to panic, and then someone that definitely wasn't me shot a shotgun at him. Thank you. Very cool. Life's good. I just defeated all the IRS agents. Time to get on my PC. Hey look, a link that says free V-Bucks here. Let me click. Oh my god, Kamala Harris hacked me. She installed a virus that said free V-Bucks. Nah, I ain't gonna stand for that. Not only that, she unleashed a bunch of government goonies into my base. Which were no problem for me, of course. Now I ain't gonna lie, that last part was kinda cringe, and I apologize, but I'm still angry that I got hacked by Kamala Harris when she tempted me with V-Bucks. So, what I gotta go do is get a $20 lightsaber from Walmart to beat her up with, like any rational person would do. But in order to do that, I did some stuff, killed my first archvile, which was way easier than I thought it'd be. Did a puzzle, and forgot to take my schizo meds. Oh yeah, and I also did this arena, which gave me kind of a bit of trouble, but you know. I then found the cool lightsaber I wanted. It was red, because all the homies choose red lightsabers from Target or Walmart or wherever, so I grabbed it off the shelf to take it to checkout. Now this next part. Oh boy, was it fun. Whoa, holy moly, that voice crack. And that's not even me joking or being ironic here. I actually kind of enjoyed this part because, I don't know, it was just open, I got to run around. There was a lot of ring around the rosy and ankle breaking going on, and there was a marauder, so it was pretty long and tedious, but overall I enjoyed it, and I managed to get past this part pretty easily.
You playing Minecraft. I like your cut, G.
I finally arrived at the checkout of Walmart. They said that my total for my $20 lightsaber would be $120.99 because of the new tax rates. So I decided to just go to self-checkout and not pay for it. I mean, when you're a Sith Lord with the Force and an awesome lightsaber, what do you need to pay for? The security guys there told me I can't do that and I have to pay right now. So I showed them what a real Sith can do. Well, here we are. The home stretch. There's only 4 more missions left. Necravel 2, that is pronounced so horribly, oh my god. And Urdak and Final Sin. So yeah, I'm gonna speed through this as fast as I can so I don't have to split this video into 3 parts. I came into the last arena, where the devs clearly didn't know I'm trying to speedrun this, because there's 2 Doom Hunters that ganged up on me, but they still weren't much of a problem, because I had the power of God, and anime, and a lightsaber from Walmart on my side. Necravel Part 2, let's go. I did some meatball parkour. Then I came across some people getting their 15th dose of the vaccine in the urgent care room. And in all honesty, this arena is kind of annoying because there's both an archvile and a marauder, but I managed to get past it. I got lost and found my way in the basement of urgent care. Turns out the COVID vaccines are made from the souls of the victims who died of COVID. That's kind of strange. I did some parkour, which led me to another long and boring elevator ride. At the top, waiting for me, was another arena, which was pretty easy. And then I rode out of there to the second to last mission, Urdak, like a boss.
What more do you want from me?
Hamburger.
My dogs are kind of fighting in the back, ignore that. But right now, this level starts off with me jumping through some glowing hoops and doing some parkour. I came across Kamala Harris. She's starting a cult to summon Zod from Berserk, not to get mistaken for Satan. So what I did is I ruined her plans by stabbing their... Can you guys shut up? By stabbing the heart thing in the middle with my dollar store pocket knife.
Baba Booey.
This triggered a cutscene that was pretty cool, but I really don't know how I could get political here. So here y'all go. One slip and slide ride later, I started the first of many arenas within this mission. Now this next arena wasn't very special. It's pretty similar to the other ones and wasn't very different. However, this one introduced the Maker Drones. Now, for those of you that are just fans of my videos and don't play Doom Eternal, Maker Drones are these things that look like, I don't even know, but when you kill them with headshots, they explode and give you health and ammo and stuff. So it's pretty useful, and they want you to aim for the head. So this mission got me aiming for their heads, and actually got me to improve my aim and get better at aiming with this gun and stuff. I knocked over a statue of Kanye West. Did this arena here. Completely demolished this Baron of Hell. And then found out that I needed to align these Fruit Loops into some kind of pride flag. I then completely beat up this Marauder here fairly easily and completed this arena. And then used Siri to activate the first Fruit Loop. I then did this next arena, which, although not too hard, I died repeatedly because there is an Archvile there. And Archviles are annoying. And I repeatedly went after him and kept dying to him just because he's annoying, and I don't know, I died a lot. That's the point here. I lost the footage from when I aligned the last two Fruit Loops, but you could trust me, I did it. And now I'm on the second to last boss, the Con Maker. Oh boy, this boss. This fight. Easily the worst part of this challenge. I legitimately took like 3 hours running off of some caffeine, some raw anger, and talking to the boys in the PlayStation party, as well as hype from the Chainsaw Man trailer that just dropped at the time, to beat this boss. I tried to use the Crucible many times because that instantly gets her to the next stage, but then she started dodging it, so I eventually just quit on that. But yeah, eventually I got technique down. Just stand in one spot, move from side to side when she's shooting stuff at you. The worst part is definitely, number 1, how she heals. Number 2, not being able to use the meat hook to grab on her to blood punch her. And number 3, when she does the annoying stuff on the ground where it zaps you where you stand there. That does way more damage than it should. But in the end, I was victorious. I defeated Kamala Harris, easy claps, 1v1 me noob.
On the upper side of okay. So good. What do you want me to-
Steven,
Oh my
when
God,
I
that's
think...
the best thing I've ever seen.
No, Steven, when I think... Okay,
Let's go!
when I were to look at something like that,
Let's
I would, number 1, take into
go!
fact how much time it took, the amount of detail that was put into it,
Finally! Oh
how
my
much skill
god!
the person had.
Kamala Harris told me I can't do this and how it'll destroy America or whatever. I told her that as a government, she already destroyed America enough herself. I fulfilled my lifelong dream and doo-doo farted all over the president's desk and then hot-tailed it out of there and left. Now this final mission, despite taking me like 2.5 hours and giving me some trouble in certain arenas, wasn't all too bad. Especially now that I had the Crucible to easily get rid of tougher demons I didn't want to deal with. So I started out with this one, where I had to fight Doom Hunter, Tyrant, and all sorts of stuff. And did some building from building parkour while fighting little mini arenas with smaller, minor enemies that weren't much trouble. I did another arena, which was a little more difficult, but if I do say so myself, I did a pretty good job at sustaining my health and ammo and armor count. I started another arena, which wasn't really all too hard, until they introduced a Marauder into the arena. Then it still was pretty easy, but just a little bit harder. I then started probably one of the hardest arenas within this level, except I lost pretty much all of the footage of me playing it, so this is all y'all get. I found a pretty cool cheese glitch to get past this guy, where if you go up the stairs, he'll disappear. Now this next arena, probably the hardest one in the mission. It is so long and tedious, with heavy demons that take so many bullets to kill, and also it has pain elementals, which I hate, and a Marauder with no time to rest in between. I then lost the rest of what I recorded for this mission, aside from the final boss fight, luckily, but y'all aren't really missing much, just more building from building parkour and more arenas and stuff. On the plus side though, this is the last Marauder in the game, so that's good, I guess.
No!
So yeah, there you guys have it. That is the challenge. I'm not going to commentate much on this fight, other than I kept trying to attack his arms using the Crucible, because I heard you can do that, but it just wasn't working for me, but whatever. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and so much for coming this far. This was brutal, not just the challenge, but the guilt I had for not working on this more, which is completely my fault. And also, I went over like 13 hours of footage over the course of like 3 days, while I also had to like fix my phone that was broken and had to like do a lot of stuff. It was pretty intense, but luckily I pulled through. Happy Labor Day, everyone. I know that's probably yesterday as of me uploading this, but right now it's Labor Day for me. I hope you guys enjoy your day. Remember to take a big shark bow about like button, slap that subscribe button with your toe fin, hit that bell, join the Hammered Army, become an Hammered Homie. Also check out Lean, who I got this challenge from, because he deserves some credit. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Peace out.
Back when Slick Rick got the shit to pop, I'd do anything to say I got it. Damn, them new loafers hurt my pocket. Before anybody wanted K West beats, me and my girls split the buffet at KFC. Dog, I was having nervous breakdowns like, man, these niggas that much better than me. Baby, I'm going on an aeroplane, and I don't know if I'll be back again. Sure enough, I sent the plane tickets, but when she came to kick it, things became different. Any girl I cheated on, she skeeted on, couldn't keep it at home, thought I needed a knee alone. I'm trying to right my wrongs, but it's funny them same wrongs help me write the song now.
だけどいつか気づくでしょうその背中には遥か未来